best team in the league. That's how I describe us. We were the best team in the league. Not the second best. Not the third best. The best team in the league. Did we win the league? No. That's a story for another day, but Dlamini Labs, one-on-one, do better, Chief. But like I said, we were the best team in the league. This was supposed to be our season. This season was the season we were supposed to win. Yes, our captain deserted us. Fuck you, City. Idris, I don't blame him. To be quite frank, we lost a great player. But I'll reiterate a little bit later, the player that came in to replace him, without knowing, he did a better job. And I said, you can quote me on that. He did a better job than Idris. It's just that simple, right? But the decline of DBM, right? The decline of Shampopo United, going from last season into this season. Yes, losing Sedi meant that Mr. Dlamini had to take, a greater load offensively, But that wouldn't have been a problem if the team just worked, We've played pro clubs without Sedi. We've played pro clubs without Idris, and we've had a fine time, right? But the problem is, this season, we took a meal that worked, and we started adding things that weren't necessary, Think about this, right? If you have a meal with rice, gravy, and chicken, right? It's stock standard, it works. You can add things, maybe a little bit of salt, a little bit of aromatic here and there. It will spice up the meal, but you don't see someone adding Coca-Cola to the meal. And unfortunately, the player that did that, the player that was adding Coca-Cola to our meal, was Peter with the chicken wings. DBM was poor this season. Not because we didn't have great players, but because the best players in our team weren't playing in their best positions. The best striker DBM has ever had was playing left back. Yes, that's you, Spusiso. That is you. The best striker DBM, Shampopo United, has ever had. Ever. Quote me on that. He was playing left back. Right? We added things. Brandinho. He was aromat. We kept the stock standards. We kept the rice. We kept the chicken. And we kept the gravy. I don't blame the decline of DBM on one person, but there was no reason why we should have had Swura at left back and Peter as striker. There's only one striking position, sometimes two. But if the best players are not playing in those positions and you can't play somewhere else, you shouldn't be in the team. You should not be in the team. There's no team that plays a 2-1-5. That doesn't exist. It does not exist. Yes, maybe my maths was a little bit off, but you get the point I'm saying. We can't play with 5 strikers. I'm the best right wing in the team, so I play right wing. Spusiso is the best striker in the team, so he plays striker. Unfortunately for us, the people that were the best in their roles weren't playing in their best position. And that's all down to friendly feelings. If we weren't so friendly about constructing the team this season, we could have won. If we weren't so friendly about appealing everyone's emotions, we would have been fine. If we weren't so hell-bent about trying to make rice and Coca-Cola taste nice, he could have won the league. For me, the striker role had been filled. And unfortunately, the man who attempted to fill the boots of Idris was not the right guy. We discovered the right guy when it was just too late. It's just too late.
Wow, that first season. Chemistry, fluidity. We were just such a strong prospect all around. We're a tightly knit unit. We were the best in the league. We were the best in the league.
I think we all knew once City was out that things were going to be different, that we had to step up our games. And we actually looked to leadership during this time, looked to the skipper, Wanda, and I assume Mabizi was his vice because um, naturally, just like the way Mabizi is, I'd assume it'd be him, because I mean, we all know SC3 is not a leader. SC3 is all about their life, it's all about the vibe, and that's a good thing. But does he have leadership skills? I don't know. I doubt it. So a lot of us were looking at Mabizi, a lot of us were looking at Rwanda, the dynamic had changed and we were expecting him to come up with new tactics, new way of going forward. Maybe integrating one of the rooks, getting players to play in new positions, even looking at recruitment. But it turns out this guy didn't have facilities to lead and say he's absent. And that is pretty scary. Right now I think we've realized that without Sedi, there is no Shapopo.
The reason why the team went to a decline, it's very simple, really. I think it was definitely because it just wasn't fun to play anymore, right? And it wasn't just because we didn't have a full complement of our team. It was also a thing of everyone was going through different phases in their lives. A lot of us were starting to work. And so you'd come back from work tired and then we need to practice. And then we'd go up against people who just exploit the mechanics of the game, making it so unfun, You spend so much time trying to play the game in a way that you enjoy, and people just cross shoot. So that in itself, and fair enough, like at some points we were very lackluster in the way we played and we conceded very dumb goals. But at the end of the day, it wasn't fun. And I think the moment that epitomized how much we declined and how much we just weren't in it anymore was we'd concede a goal and the party chat would go so silent. I swear you could definitely hear everyone thinking, screw this. And it was at that point when I was like, okay, I think we definitely like past the point of wanting to continue playing. So yeah, man, it has to be fun, right? If it's not fun, then why are you playing? Like, and you can't pretend that it's not fun anymore. You can feel the vibes aren't the same as when you started out. Yeah.
Interesting. It was a new game, new challenge, new team. So there's bound to be some growing pains. I've got nothing much to say about people who run away from the grind, But what I will say is shout out to the new additions to the team. Sbuda came back from his loan in the B team in the second division, and our academy graduates in Peter and Chidori. Shout out to them.
Personally, I thought at the beginning of the season, we had carried on the momentum from last season because we're very strong, despite losing who Idris, the twerker, men like Iris, and despite losing who many people call our captain, but I'll save my thoughts of what I think about our captain for later. But I thought we started off the season well. Scoring good goals, flowing. Everything just looked right. And then I think everything changed, with, first of all, the introduction of, Shetoni, the Rook, you know, to the other two rookies, which was Posiso and Peter. I think that's when everything started to go downhill. And ultimately, the point where everything did spiral.
Well, I mean, we aren't really beefing. It's more of those things of like bro, like he's trying to go up. He's trying to go against me and Shadoni after, well, more of me and Shadoni are busy helping him out, backing him up whenever the people of the team are busy going in on him. It's one of those things. I really don't understand why, but I don't like to beef with any of my teammates, man, because I don't want to have like a toxic team, full of like tension and all that stuff. That's not me, man. That's not part of my brand. It's not part of my brand. It's not part of my moral code. And yeah, man, like I mean, like I'm not gonna answer for Shetoni and Peter, but like me personally, I don't see any beef, and I like to believe that I'm not beefing with anyone. So that's just my side. But I'm gonna let the other two people in this question answer for themselves.
Now, a lot of the guys might feel like Pete and I are beefing, and to be honest, sometimes it does seem like we are, but no, no. I guess he just rubs me off the wrong way. I understand that he's under a lot of pressure, trying to make himself, relevant, and I understand being compared to the likes of Chitoni and Spoda, you know, very consistent players, I might add to that. I understand the amount of pressure he's under. And at times I just be like positive. I give him positive criticism and he will take it up the wrong way. But it's not a case of me actively beefing with him. No, not at all. Look, I'm all about development. I'm all about bettering your game, and I'm not going to hold back, you know. So I try and give him my 2 cents where I can. And apparently he doesn't like what I have to say. So to him, it might feel like I have something against him or beefing. But on the contrary, that's not the issue. I guarantee it.
Did the introduction of the Rook Shidoni shake my game? Not at all. I think personally, Shidoni was very overrated based on his Call of Duty skills. And because our captain, our stand-in vice captain, has a very close relationship with him, he had a vested interest to make sure that Shitoni flourishes. So mistakes that Shitoni would make weren't looked at as harshly as mistakes that I would make. He would get passes that he shouldn't get. He'd get all the support he needs to flourish. And that affects the whole team dynamic. And I think instead it actually shook the team, not just me. Because now we were in a situation where we were playing to this person in order to, I don't know, feed their ego. I don't know. So for me, it's things like that that were just like a bit weird, where all of a sudden every pass is going to the Rook. Every opportunity is created for the Rook, and in all honesty, the Rook wasn't even that great. Um, 10 times better than the Rook, yet the opportunities that the Rook was getting, were opportunities that were setting him up for success. And that's what happens when people in the team want someone to flourish. They end up flourishing, but at the cost of other academy graduates. And now I find myself looking for space in the team because all of the energy and all of the creative juices and just success factors in order to flourish are given to one player and not evenly distributed because there's favorites in the team, and that just destroyed the whole dynamic. So I think in conclusion,
he didn't shake my game. I still played my game. I just wasn't given the opportunities I was given before he came. And also, he didn't even do anything to earn impressing the vets. I think the vets were already on his dick even before he touched the ball because of his skills in other games and because of the close relationship he had with the vets. But he honestly didn't anything to impress me. I don't remember anything special he did. As a matter of fact, I've done 20, 30 special things in during his time, during the time from his debut to date, and he still hasn't done anything, still hasn't impressed me personally. But hey man, it's just personal opinions at this point, right?
I've come again to talk about what I said in the topic. Peter, Spoda, and Shidoni are beefing. You know what? Yes, me and Peter are beefing because it's just bullshit. You know, I didn't emphasize on how bad Peter has done and why he has annoyed me. Like, I I don't know what he must take. I've taken criticism day by day. I make a mistake, I'ma get shouted by Dlamini Labs, Mabizi, Brendinho, Svo. I have been through many positions. Defender, I've been with Svo. Svo has taught me how to defend. I'm not good at that, but we'll get there. Defending is a learning. Midfield, I've been in midfield with Dlamini Labs, Mabizi, Brendinho, whoever the fuck. And I've sat there and I'm like, yeah, this is how you do it. You observe. I've been in striker with my boys Fusiso, Peter, whatever the fuck he does. You know, I've been a striker with him and I've scored goals, countless goals with Swood. I've given Swood a countless goals, because that's just the playmaking I have within me. I've scored goals with Swood because that's just, I can do that, it's one of my abilities. I take that criticism, but Peter, I don't see anything special about that. He's forced to play in one position and that's striker. These guys have league matches where I'm not there, of course. I'm not there because I had school. But Peter is out here in striker, forcing my boys Sfuda Caesar to go and defend. Sfuda doesn't belong in defend. He will never be, because that man is our best striker. But Peter has to bring him down. Now the whole formation, the whole dynamic of our team is different. I don't know what he wants. You can say stuff like we have an ego, we have this. I don't just talk. I don't talk without backing it up. And I'm backing it up. You can check what I've done. You can check from what I've grown. And I've grown more than you have been within this year. I got that rookie of the year because people have saw how much I've grown. I showed you. I'm a goat at all the games I play. I don't know what am I saying. I am the goat, bro. I'm a goat at COD. I'm a goat at FIFA. I've been a goat at FIFA. But you know what? I took my break. I didn't like that game. I didn't like FIFA. Then I came back to play pro clubs with the boys, and I just wanted to ruin lives. Like I've said, I wanted to ruin lives. So I came back, wonder. I didn't know how serious Shampopo United really was. So I just sit there for fun. I just sat there for fun. Now I've seen how serious Shampopo United is about, improving their players and, chemistry between each other. And Peter, you really fucking pissing me off because the chemistry between us is just dog shit, because you can't accept it. Like, I don't know what more we must do. You'd get criticism and you'd cry about it. You'd fuck up and you'd cry about it. I'd fuck up and I'd be like, shit. There would be people talking and I'd be like, shit, okay, I see what I must do. I couldn't cross. I couldn't decide if I should cross or do a through ball. But now I can sometimes tell. Most of the time tell what to do. I'm missing two bumpers. I can't curve a ball, and I can't even chip a ball. What must I do, Peter? I'm sitting here at the corner of the box and I can't even curve, but I still get goals. I can get one-on-one with the keeper instead of me just sitting there with my tick in my hand and I'm wondering what I must do. You talk, we'd give you the ball one-on-one with the keeper. And guess what you did? You did nothing, and I'm tired. I should have said this in the video where I talked about Peter, Spoda, and me beefing, but I didn't, because I was relaxed. But then here comes one to telling me, yo, Peter's thrashing your name. Fine. You wanna thrash my name? Fine. We'll talk, Peter. We'll talk. I hope I see you in FIFA 2022, because I hope your awards get better than whatever the dog shit awards you have. I can't even remember. Like, Rookie of the Year is only what I needed because that's what I wanted. That's what I improved on. And yeah, I just Peter, you've annoyed me day by day. You annoy me more than Spooder has. And Spooder doesn't, and Spooder knows me. But Spooder's still my bro. But you, I don't know what your job is at this point. I don't know if you're meant to give us water bottles or what for refreshers, but you're just pissing us off. You're literally a referee doing nothing on the pitch. You're meant to be on the team with us playing the strike. We are making money and you are sleeping. This is Shampopo United.
Now everybody knows a team is only as good as its weakest link. And every year there's new inductees into the team. The Rookie of the Year of Shampopo United. These are your nominees, ladies and gentlemen. Shetoni, the guy.
Sure.
Yes, sir. And Peter is the second nominee. After an outstanding performance, breakout season, our conference player. The Rookie of the Year award goes to Gaming is not an ambition. It is a choice.
It is a choice.
His
And my
name is Shetoni Trophy, and he's the Rookie of the Year, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck you, pizza. Yeah.
That's my lead, guys.
Let's go, computer. Look at this nigga.
The award ceremony. What a fantastic night, you know. Had a good year. NCC all the trophies, cleaned up. That's what I do. The most controversial one was probably Rookie of the Year. Well, controversial in Peter's eyes. In my eyes, you know, it was just dry. You know, the Rookie of the Year is Shetoni. He deserved it. In the position that Shetoni played versus the position that Peter played, Shetoni executed his role with a magnificent amount of precision. He learned how to play. You know, I can trust Shetoni to help with the build-up. And that's why for me, it was the Rookie of the Year. Listen, Peter, I know you think and you keep saying that Shetoni is not on your level. And you're right. He isn't on your level. Because he's better than you. And that's just the fact. You can call it bias. I don't give a fuck. It's time for people to stop complaining and just realize when you're in the presence of a demon god. So yeah, Shetoni is a Rookie of the Year. Everybody in the award ceremony got the awards that they deserved. And honestly, I don't understand why something like an award ceremony was one of the downfalls of DBM United. So in other words, what I'm saying is, sit there in the corner and take no bitch.
Should Peter have won Rookie of the Year? No.
Should Peter have won Rookie of the Year?
Peter. Peter. Who's Peter? The striker. Should we have one Rookie of the Year?
Peter. Yeah, Peter. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm in the right position to, decide on that. I'm sure he gave it his all, put it all in this field. And yeah, no, shout out to him. I hope he grows, develops into whatever he wants to be.
I think one really, really needs to look at the pro clubs scene to understand its competitiveness. I don't think there were too many big egos. I think there weren't enough big players. Players that couldn't step up. Players that wanted credit for the bare minimum, but couldn't handle criticism for excellence. Peter wasn't picked on. Peter made himself a victim. He blamed confidence, but couldn't improve on his confidence. He would come join, then not talk on the party chat. Why make it worse for yourself? Why not prove you're indispensable? Not a charity case. We're trying to be the best. We were the best. He just couldn't step up. And that's the fact.
I mean, egos. There's egos in every football team, you know? And ours was just no different. We had some egos in the team. Arguably, the biggest egos in the team was myself, the captain, and some would say Shitoni because they had a chip on his shoulder. But I was definitely the biggest ego on the team, and I'm not even going to shy away from that fact. I had the biggest ego because I'm the best player on the team. No matter what you say, I'll always deliver. And my teammates know that. They might hate it. They might hate it if I call myself the talisman. You know, they grow, but they know down the stretch, get the ball, 2 laps, and get the fuck out the way. Because it's what I do. I win. I demand perfection. If you felt like I picked on you, if you felt like sometimes I was being unfair to you, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry that you're weak. I'm here to win. I'm not here to make friends. I've made all the friends I can make. You know, so I don't appreciate it when people blame me for our downfall because my ego was too big. Because one thing that you can ask anybody on the team, I never, not even once, put myself ahead of the team. It was always the team first. If I needed to play in midfield for the team, I'll play there. If I need to play goalkeeper, I'll play there if I have to. I always put myself in a position for the team to win. That's what I'm all about.
Egos. We only had one big ego in the team. One big ego in the team. That ego is carried by the best player in the team, right? It's carried by the guy who backs up what he says. Do we hate him? Yes. We hate him, right? But we need to understand that the guy who carries the biggest ego is the guy who has the biggest effect in the game. Take him out the game, we're winning. We're not winning a lot of games. We lost Seti, right? We lost him. So, without him, there was no one else in the entire team who could carry the load of the guy with the biggest ego in the team. And in case you don't know who I'm talking about Dlamini Labs. he would always go on about how he's the best player, how he's the talisman this, talisman that. Even when Sadia was around, right? We hated it. Hated every single second of it. But with that said, as big as his ego is, he never, ever put himself before the team.
Wait until next season and then you'll have your answer then.
Best believe we'll be coming back to play some scintillating football.
You know, we have the sauce, we have the chapeau. Of course we'll be returning.
Let me tell you something right now. Last season, we don't care. We don't care at all.
Yeah. We'll be back. And this time next year, make no mistake, we will be champions.
Yes, sir. I've got another 3 years left of my contract. So best believe this is not the end for SC3.